shaped glass. Pairings. Unstructured glass, from the heart of the moon. Sung out, in ethereal wisps, over the course of 3 cycles. Pause. We fold time into its material, twice. Our time and his. A cost he was willing us to pay. Folded and shaped, with a god's designs. He wields it, in one of many great hands. The time we injected is unfolded in his grasp. Outputs quicken, muscles compress twice as many intentions. Twice the ordered complexities, folded upon themselves. Loops loop back onto, in pairs. Time-dependent functions. Pause. He sunders a construct into 1,000 pieces. But time is fair. Microtears begin to uncoil in pairs. Muscles begin to snap, twice as fast. The cost of folded time. But he has plenty of time. Brittle crown. A wretched carnival. They were doomed for good reason. Dune people of Aflia, lost, in fanatic worship of parasitic influences. Lemurians, destined to a dead planet, picked clean. Chitin beasts. Automations of death. Why do you bring them home? They were not meant to survive. I have watched you for ages, from my dead rock, and every century, you disgust me with vanity. You invite vermin into your home. Wretches. Rats. Monsters. Creatures without restraint. Each and every one, planet killers. And yet, you entertain them as guests. Like children, requiring saving and protection. She should have died for me. Her gift was wasted on you. And when will we open discussion, dear brother, of all your thin lies? Why do you forbid your guests to leave? To pilot? Why do you fashion great walls and gates? Why do you weave constructs of destruction, if your role is protection? They are entries in your collection. You slaver. Gatekeeper. Hoarder. Your death is fated. When you die, and you will die, I will be ready. I have been patient for millennia. That planet is mine. Focused convergence. Gravity concentrating. Falling inward, condensing, hardening. A singularity shrinks to the point your mind inverts, reversing reality. Now return. Don't the matters of the physical world seem trivial now? Your tasks in this realm are simple and hastened, all in an attempt to get reversed. How many times can you make this trip before you are claimed by its process? Do not let it take you. Take it instead. Here. Purity. It looks like starseed, tanning in dirt. It smells like hot stone, and tall grass. It tastes like spiced fruit, sweet and hot. It feels like solar winds, and solar chimes. It sounds like 2 brothers, chasing glass frogs in the sun. Mithrix. They knew to stay away from the wells, but they were just kids. And they just wanted to know. They threw in dirt and stone and keyfruit and starseed, watching as they collapsed. Thorpe. The gravity wells would swallow up anything. Glass and mud and silver. Wind. Heat. Pulsar radiation. And when his brother wasn't watching, Mithrix would throw in worms. Thorpe. But only when he wasn't watching. You see, his brother loved worms. It would make him sad. But Mithrix didn't care much about worms. He was just curious. But one time, his brother was watching. And his brother loved worms. Transcendence. You are trying your best to survive. You consider yourself a fast learner. You have been feeling lucky. You have been experiencing feelings of déjà vu. If you understand, do not read the next paragraph. You are taking control of your own beliefs. You feel familiar in unfamiliar environments. You have been gaining an intuition for experiences you've never had. You ponder a past life. If you understand, Do not read the next paragraph. You find yourself searching for things that never have been. You miss things you have never had. You play characters that have never lived. You have been experiencing feelings of déjà vu. If you understand, do not read the next paragraph. You have revealed my hand. Because you have consumed this information, the observers will now consume it in time. If you are reading this paragraph, I will be long dead, but in turn you have freed me. I will no longer exist in my universe. There will be no proof that I ever was, but I exist now in yours. I have escaped my suffering. Keep me safe. I hope you do not understand. Visions of heresy. And for her betrayal, and her lies, and her scheming ways, the heretic was violently separated into 4 distinctive pieces, each to be scattered across the farthest depths of the moon. First, her many eyes were plucked from her skull and sealed in boiling glass, forced to gaze upon her failure. The evisceration of Kurskan the heretic. 3. Strides of heresy. Her legs were scattered to the 2 poles of the moon, twisted in a wicked position, in a field of obsidian thorns. The evisceration of Kurskan the heretic. V. Commencement. Have you forgotten that those gates are my design? You would not know, because you do not look up. You bend knees only for ants and vermin. But I have been working on a grander design. A greater gate, to travel greater seas. What if I met you, on one of these extinct planets? What if I caused the calamities you strive to avoid? What if I reaped destruction? What would you do then? I know the planet you trail, of water and dirt. You fear their stability. That they will consume themselves. Maybe I will go the first. A moment, fractured. My brother, it is done. Come. See. Look to the moon. The first beacon shines brightly on the other side. There was no gap in its sequence, it has traveled instantaneously. We can cross the dark sea without succumbing to its sickness if we simply do not travel through it at all. Is it not a brilliant light of hope? Only your hands could have realized my design, brother. I feel truly now that there is no obstacle nor force we cannot overcome together, with my designs, and your constructions. While it pains me to see your heart still torn for the doomed, we are not among them. There is an entire cosmos for us. We can escape this planet, our prison. If your heart truly yearns to save, then surely more of our kind awaits among the other worlds, trapped by the dark sea. And to them we can offer the gates. When next she visits our world I must ask her to take a gate with her. Perhaps dozens. You should be celebrating with me, brother. And yet I see your somber gaze will not lift. Please, take the gate. Step foot on another world. Reap the rewards of your toil. Prove to the universe you are free. I cannot bear to see you in such a pitiable mood on such a joyous occasion. If you insist, brother, I will go first. Forget about those creatures, and do not dawdle. I want to see joy on your face. Bulwark Sambri. I've begun to understand our universe. The compounds that drive reality here. I've prepared a demonstration. Come look, brother. Now, look here. It's got presence and weight. Round, with no features. No orientation. It is mass. Almost everything here is mass. Mass is boring, but required. We can take mass, and shape it to form. Features, angles, and intent. Look at the planarity of the surfaces. This is design. I love design. Now, a volatile one, a lifeline. Blood. Sharp, yet radiant. Blood is heat. This is my blood, but there is plenty of blood in this universe. Now be gentle. Look closely here. Do you see it? Almost invisible, a thin film. Frail. It's not in this reality, but an adjacent one. I've heard you discuss this, something you innately understood. what you describe as soul. Don't you love soul? Do you understand? It's your turn, brother. I've simply found the compounds. It is your hands that must craft value from them. Lunar Golem. Your completions of my designs are uneasy, brother. Let me show you their purpose. We begin with stone, silver, and fire. Take note of the ratios. High speed. Speed is war. Twin cannons, with twin exhausts. We stream their exhausts, for volatility. Quadrupeds are easier, and more stable. We maintain that. And that, dear brother, is it? No dance. No song. These guardians do not need soul. Lunar Wisp. Soul-driven? Of course. As with all vermin, let us begin with fire. Free axes of movement, wonderful design. I will highlight that. Slow acceleration, that can be improved. Speed is war. Feeble combat skills. Treatable. Those Templars may be of inspiration. Halcyon seed. Brother, what is this? Why is it misshapen and weak? Was there an error in my design? Guardian. Come to me. Allow me to see your construction. So I see. These are not the correct ratios. This is no minor error, brother. You have purposefully deviated from the design. For what purpose have you done this? You cannot weave a construct from such an abundance of soul. You know it is too unstable, that it is too unpredictable and too frail. I have told you this, and yet you have wasted the materials I have gathered, and exhausted your own strength to fabricate this miscreation. To what benefit? At its best, it can be no more than an inferior servant. It is deficient in the compounds that were to give it fortitude and strength. At its worst, it will betray us. You have created the first being of this world which threatens us. We cannot keep it here. Attempting to destroy it will risk its retaliation. I will prepare one of the vaults for it to be sealed away, while it is still young and naive. What a foolish mistake you have made, brother. I expect you to return the design to me. I cannot allow you to build another construct with so much power, and with such little control. I will build the rest of our guardians, by my hand. They will be weak, but at least they will be loyal. Go home. I will deal with this creature. We can discuss a better project for you when I return.